So today's book is Monsters, Inc. Christmas Laugh. It was Christmas time and Mike Wazowski was busy working on the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor. The monsters collected laughs from kids by telling them jokes, and these laughs turned into energy for the city of Monstropolis. However, there was a problem. A lot of kids were away on holiday, which made it harder to collect laughs. Mike was worried that there wouldn't be enough power to light the Monstropolis Christmas tree. "Come on, monsters," he called. "Think funny." But the laugh meter wasn't even half full. Just then, Sully, Mike's best friend and president of Monsters, Inc. showed up. "How's it going, Mike?" he asked. Fine, Mike answered nervously. He didn't want Sully knowing they were running short on laughs. Sully looked over at the laugh meter, but before he could say anything, Mike guided him towards the door. The monsters worked even harder at being funny. One monster even juggled 7 plates and spun another on his head. The kid watched him, broke into giggles and clapped wildly. The laugh meter quickly filled up. George, a big furry orange monster, sat on a stool next to a little girl's bed, holding a microphone. "Hey, is this thing on? Hello," George said, tapping the microphone. "Good. Why did the monster eat a light bulb?" "Why?" the children asked. "He needed a light snack." The little girl roared with laughter. Back on the laugh floor, Mike watched the meter grow steadily. "We might actually make our goal," he said hopefully. All of a sudden, the monsters watched in horror as the laugh meter started going down instead of up. "What's going on? What's happening?" cried Mike. "This has never happened before," said Smitty, one of the other monsters. "Well, don't just stand there. Fix it," said Mike. The monsters sprang into action, and after a while they discovered a leak in the laugh tank, where all the laughs were stored. They were worried that all their hard work had been for nothing. "Ho, ho, ho," came a cheerful voice. Mike looked up and saw Father Christmas walking onto the floor. Then he realized it was Sully dressed in a Santa's suit. "I'm just getting into the Christmas spirit," Sully explained. Then he noticed no one looked very festive. "Looks like I'm the only one. What's going on?" Mike explained the problem, but assured Sully that he had everything under control. "I'm sure you do, but I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to help," Sully said to his friend. Sully and Mike made their way to the basement, where the other monsters were hard at work. Everyone wanted to get the tank fixed as soon as possible, and time was running out. The tree lighting ceremony was only a few hours away, but the monsters couldn't agree on how to fix the problem. One of the pipes that led into the laugh tank was burst, explained Miss Smitty. "We need to tie it up, but none of our tools are strong enough to turn the pipe." Suddenly, Mike had a great idea. Why not actually tie it off? Since Sully was so strong, he could bend the pipe into a pretzel shape. Mike stood next to Sully to coach him, and sure enough, it worked. The pipe stopped leaking. Mike and Sully headed back to the laugh floor, and everyone congratulated Sully. Mike wondered why no one was thanking him. It had been his idea after all, but there was no time to think about that. "We're back up and running," he announced. "Let's make some laughs." All the monsters got to work. They knew they'd have to work extra hard to make up for all those lost laughs. Sully decided to help out. "Hey, we've only got a couple of hours to get the tree lit," he said. Still dressed as Father Christmas, Sully went through a child's wardrobe door. When he came back, he looked at the laugh meter. It was increasing, but very slowly. "We've got to make it," Sully said to Mike. Finally, the laugh meter was back where it had been before the leak, but time was running out. Then Sully had an idea. "The only way we're going to make our laugh quota is to get some really over-the-top laughs," he continued. "We need a special kind of monster, one with perfect timing, star quality, and natural comedy, one-eye sensation." Mike realized what Sully was trying to do. "No, Sully, absolutely not. The Christmas tree light is half an hour away," Sully told him. "Come on, Mike. The whole city is depending on you." That was all Mike needed to hear. Let's do it, but you're coming with me. Together they went through a door. Sully still dressed as Father Christmas and Mike dressed as an elf. Mike started with some of his best jokes, and while the kids laughed, it wasn't as much as they hoped. He realized he was going to have to try something else. He picked up the sack of toys Sully had bought him, but it was far too heavy for him. Whoa! He exclaimed as he tripped and landed upside down, spilling all the toys everywhere. The kids howled with laughter and begged for more, so Mike happily tumbled and tripped for them again. Mike and Sully made it back to the laugh floor to watch the laugh meter hit its limits. Later at the tree lighting ceremony, Sully leaned over and whispered in Mike's ear, "You did a great job, thank you." Mike smiled. "You know what I always say, funny doesn't grow on trees. When you got it, and I got it." Sully laughed. He was happy Mike had it and shared it. It was going to be a bright Christmas after all.